Okay, so this time around is recording to cloud. Okay, so I had actually started this host, but I need to start again as it stands. I need to start again. Okay. So what I did was to add 200 moving average to the 20 that was here. So how do you add? Okay, you see this Naira sign on top here, this Naira sign. You click on it, that's the indicator. Now you click on this F plus. So you click on the moving average. The first one is 20, all right? Apply to close, okay? Apply to close. So let me open it. So the first one is 20, period is 20, shift 0, exponential, apply to close. I always like using red. Then you click on save. Then you add the second one, which is 200 moving average, the same thing, exponential, apply to close. Pixel is just the size, the thickness. Then I always love using black. You click on save. Okay. Now the next thing will be
your background is white. My one is black.
Huh? Come again.
Your background is white. How did you do that?
You have option to change to whichever color you want.
Okay.
Okay, so now for you to now add the oscillator, which is the RSI, you come to this F plus again. You click on the F plus and you look for RSI. RSI is relative strength index. So you click on it. Now it's 14 is the period, apply to close. Pixel style is 3 pixel, black. Now there's what is called level. So you click on this pencil in front of the level. Now, the level I always use is either 85, 50, 15, or I decide to use 80, 20, 95, 5, 50. Now, 50 is always the middle line, okay? Now, by the time you get to 85, between 85 and 95, you have overbought. You come to between 5 and 15 is oversold, okay? Oversold. But now don't let that overbought and oversold deceive you that whenever I hit that button, you just begin to buy or begin to sell. No. Because what is happening is that if you just look at that, you just begin to just enter wrong trade. But there are certain things you want to check for, whether it's in overbought level or it's in oversold level. So now let me just remove these levels now. So to remove the levels, just click on the delete icon. So let's assume there was no 95, there was no 50, there was no 5. Okay, you just saw 20. Usually it comes with 75 and 25. So let's assume these are the only things you saw when you came. So how do you now add more levels? You see this plus sign, you click on it. You click on it. How many do you need? I need additional 3. So I've clicked on it now. It is giving me the 3 now. So what do I need? I need 50, which is the median level. 50. Now I need 95 and 5. 95. I also need 5. Now this level gives me some serious guides, okay? So when you are through with this, you use the arrow to go back. And you come to save and click save. I have saved. Now you want to add moving average to your oscillator. So this time around, you are not going to main chart. You are going to this window 1, okay? This window 1, you click on the F plus in front of it, and you come to moving average. So now we are starting with moving average 14. I always love my color to be red for the 14, okay? Now shift is 0, method is exponential. Then look at this apply to. Apply to first indicator data. Apply to first indicator data, all right? Every other thing, leave it as it is, then you click save. Now you want to add the second one, which is the 50, and you come again to moving average. This time is 50. 50. You are maintaining apply to first indicator data. Then this time you choose blue. You can use any color. Blue is not a tag. It's just that those are my colors that I use. Okay, and you click save. Okay, so now let's go back to the charts. So this is the chart. Now I've shown you how I use this already. Okay, talking about like this now that broke above this. Okay, then there was an engulfing after the draw before you enter. So that's number one. Then you want to see this now. Can you see this now? Can you see this guy? Can you see that it has broken above the 2 moving averages and it's now above the 50 line? Now, if you look at this line is the 50 line. This one here is the 50 line. Can you see the 50? This line is the 50 line. So it broke above the 50 line, and the 50 is well separated from the 20 and is expanded. So when you see this type like this, after this small red candle, you got this engulfing. This is where you should enter this trade, all right? And your stop loss aggressively can be directly under this red candle, or you want to be safe, you bring it down here. This is your safest stop loss, okay? But you can see that even this one, the thing did not come back here. So now you want to look for your targets. I have always told you, you want to look left. So let's look to the immediate left. What do you see? This is the first thing you saw. So you want to make sure that your target is that one. So you can see here, after we enter the trade here, in how many minutes? One, because after you entered here, the thing pulled back before this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times 15. So 15, 12 is 90 minutes. Another 14 is 120, 140, 135 minutes. So 2 hours, 15 minutes. In 2 hours, 15 minutes, this thing has delivered. And for FX Vol 40, you see this movement, only your stop loss, you see this stop loss position from this point to this point would have been around $36 to $40. So this is a very volatile pair. Then if you now check, the movement from here to here, this will be giving you like, about $70 to $80 in 2 hours, 2 hours plus. Okay. Let me get water. My own dog finish. Okay. So this is the first one. Now let's go to the second one. Now our oscillator will remain the same. All right. What we just need to add now is to add to what we have on the main chart. So you go back to the Naira sign again. Now we already have 20 and 200, and we also need them. So we'll be adding 14, 50, and 60. So let's add 14. 14 will remain blue as it is here. You save. Okay. So let's add 50. Okay, 50 would be green. Then 60 would be purple. You can choose any color, all right? It's not a task that you must use these colors, whichever one works for you. Okay, so let's look at this point now. You can see all of these movements off and on, and all of that. Now, I've always told you that you are safer buying above the 200 moving average and selling below the 200 moving average. So by the time you combine all of this, look at this trade now. This trade got to this point. Now, there are some trades you will enter. The kind of confidence you will have. Why? Because your parameters, as in everything you are looking for, all your conditions are met. So you are very confident, you know, that these trades, even if it hold you on a very long drawdown, you know that once the trade eventually moves, it's going to deliver. So like that's a trade like this one now. Now, what are the confirmations? Number one, this trade has crossed the 14 and the 20 has crossed above the 50 and the 60. In some cases, crossing above 50 and the 60 is enough. So now you can come down and you see that all moving averages and the RSI, they are already above 50. Both the moving average and the RSI, they are above 50. And here, you now come and you break above the 200. Now, what are you waiting for? It has broken above the 200, closed above, then there's a pullback. Now, this pullback now, more like what I call a retest. You can see after this red, this becomes the first green. It did not engulf. Another red came again. There came another candle. It did not engulf. Another red came again. There came another candle. You can say this one engulfed, but it closed below. Okay, it didn't close below, it closed above. So you can actually enter the trade from here. So where would your stop loss be? Now, your safest stop loss ordinarily at this point is anything below this previous. Here is far, but there was a red here and this engulf. So you can actually put your stop loss here because this level is not a safe stop loss. Okay? You want to come, your stop loss should be below here, probably below the moving averages. Then you now come and look for targets. Now you can see how far this guy traveled. So we want to go back in history. We want to go back in history. So you want to check the peaks to begin to look for your TP. So this becomes one of the peaks. Let's look for another one now. This is another one. Okay. Let's say maybe we want to make them 3. But there are some confirmation that will give you confidence to say, let me ride it for long. But the truth is that by the time you see small pullback, you'll just be threatened. Okay? So you see this is the trade now. This is where we entered. And in the first, it just did the first, put you in profit, came back, put you in negative. All right. And now came back, did this. So it's not a trade that moved very straight. But at the end of the day, this trade actually hit, if you want to use this as TP1, it hit TP1, hit TP2, and hit TP3, and the journey has not even started. Now, what are you looking at for? What are you checking? You want to, as long as these 50 and 60 are separated, these 50 and separated. Now, to top it up again, you have the 20 and the 14 still separated. As long as these guys are separated like this, my dear, is a ride. So if you actually roll this trade and you come to the level where the first tightening of the 20 and 14 happened, you may decide to say, okay, let me leave the trade. But it still did not end there. It still continued. Okay, but the truth is that you cannot get the entire move of every movement in the market. Okay, when you take the initial stuff, you are satisfied, you just come out and wait for an opportunity for another trade. So I believe with what I have shown you as strategy, okay, so I showed you the first one on trading view. I've given you two standards of my strategy now from here, and the same way on how I use the plain chart. But the plain chart, you will not really understand much because that's pure price action, all right? What I'm looking at for in that place, I'm looking at chart patterns. I'm looking at the candlesticks patterns. I'm also looking at trend lines, support and resistance and zones. Okay, so those are the things I look at for those ones. But all of this just give you additional confirmation to entering a trade. Thank you very much. And I believe with this, we can call it a day, but I know that a good number of you will still have questions. So far, we've done 2 hours. We've done 2 hours today, and I've not eaten. I know you people have eaten. Now let me never chop. So let me end the recording here so that this one will not be too long. Where's the recording button? Let me stop share first.